Good morning, everyone. Namaste. We are going to call on Archangel Michael to clear, cleanse the space of all negative and lower vibrations from our mind, body, and soul, home and hearts, placing the white light of protection on us with his blue seal. And we are going to be reading out of my Pleiadian agenda, a new cosmology for the age of light. So we're going to go ahead and call the Pleiadians in to assist and aid for this. And we're on the preface portion, reality splitting. The book you have in your hand will be more comprehensible if you have an understanding of how the Pleiadians have been communicating with humans. Many indigenous people of Earth have claimed Pleiadian origin, and then in 1970, Billy Meyer of Switzerland reported directly contact with a Pleiadian ship and individuals. In 1980, Ken Carey published Starseed Transmission, a remarkably clear and inspiring breakthrough of Pleiadian intelligence. Lisa Royale and myself were experiencing direct transmissions. Barbara Marciniak suddenly opened a very potent channel of Pleiadian thought in 1988, and many other star systems were reporting that Pleiadian agenda comes primarily through the Sadia of Alsoni, a very forceful Pleiadian wisdom figure who is closely identified with the goddess. When the Pleiadians first began to impulse me as an adult in 1984, I heard their transmission for months in Morse code. Gradually, their voices clarified, but the next thing I experienced was a great deal of confusion about the way they discuss Earth science, human behavior, and spiritual evolution. To put it simply, they were saying about us was like trying to decode light going through a kaleidoscope. Their view on us is multifaceted and geometrically interrelated and can be difficult to translate. In late 1980s, their complex point of view seemed jumbled and confused to me, but I kept on transmitting their perspective because they have had to say was more fascinating than anything. I was heard on Earth, and I have to admit this was not an easy time for me. It often usually isn't during a spiritual awakening. I was often very psychologically complex because of the more I got to know the Pleiadians, the more I realized that their voice was actually my inner child voice. These wisdom teachings coming in stronger and more clearly were forcing me to remember my true, non-imprinted natal self. As I began remember myself all the way back to when I was 4 months old. That's crazy. When a whirlwind of swished the curtains next to my crib, and the beautiful, small being came to visit me. As I heard I knew it was finally totally integrating into the presence of the Satia, began speaking to me in 1992. And as a result of her appearance, I wrote the Pleiadian agenda in anticipation of reality splitting that the Pleiadians say is coming in 1998. Sadia has a very clear voice, and as you will see, so it is time for Sadia to just speak with you. So this is the Pleiadian. I am Sadia, director of large groups of Pleiadians. I am the keeper of the records of Alsoni, the Central Pleiadian Library, by developing a direct conduit through herself to you, Barbara Han-Clow, has also improved her own communication skills. Therefore, this book offers a wide range of Pleiadian entities and groups who all have a great big agenda about getting certain information to you. The Pleiadian agenda. The Pleiadians are very anxious to reach you, so they pack themselves into your thoughts and rush through your portals. John Kaminsky attended the channeling when the Pleiadian agenda was coming in during 1994 and 1995. And he commented, the Pleiadians are kind of like bees. you see them around so often that eventually they built something that you hadn't noticed them building. Now the beehive would like to address you in a group. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. But just know I've been working with Pleiadians now. Before I got certified for Reiki, I had gotten Reiki, and while I had gotten Reiki, a lot had gone on during my sessions. I got 7 sessions of Reiki. And then after I had gotten Reiki a couple of times, I noticed in the middle of the night, they were taking my hand and giving myself Reiki, giving my husband Reiki, who was next to me. And I knew I was working with the Pleiadians, and I didn't know why or who they were at the time at all. It was not spiritual. I was not on a spiritual journey at all. I just was in a really bad place. And I just thought they were trying to help. It was always helpful. I always felt better afterwards. But I didn't think much of it. And then I got certified for Reiki, and then I started working more with the other side. And then I realized that the Pleiadians are here to help the planet ascend to the 5th dimension. They are the beings that look most like us, and that way we feel most comfortable with them. And I love them dearly with all my heart. And you often can see their star clusters if you go outside. The Pleiadian star cluster, I don't say these words right, Alcinian. But it's very important to start getting comfortable and working with the Pleiadians in order to get where you need to get, because they really can help you, along with the Arcturians. Arcturians are very, they give a lot of love and healing work. But I am doing like a Pleiadian flush right now, where it's literally cleansing all my cells within my body. So I hope this helps. We'll get into it more. I love you all. Have a blessed day, and namaste.